Welcome to this session of World History Crash Course. Today we will speak about Cuba during the Cold War. The Spanish-American War started in 1895 when the Cuban government, controlled by Spain, was abusing Cuban citizens. Newspapers helped spread awareness of this to America. Spain announced an armistice on April 9 to speed up its new program to grant Cuba limited powers to a self-government. Spain then declared war on the U.S. on April 24 and then the U.S. declared war on Spain on April 25. It all started in 1898 when the Platt Amendment was passed as a U.S. Army Appropriations Bill. This amendment passed by the U.S. government stated that the United States would dead its military occupation of Cuba and leave the government and control of the island of Cuba to its people. The Bay of Pigs invasion on Cuba on April 17, 1961 is one of the most well-known American failures of all time. A counter-revolutionary military, trained and funded by the United States government's Central Intelligence Agency invaded Cuba. However, they were quickly defeated by Castro's defensive forces. This quick defeat of the United States forces was a great embarrassment to the U.S. government and especially John F. Kennedy. As a result of this defeat, the Cubans became more defensive and the U.S. quickly tried to find other ways to dismantle the Castro regime. The Cuban Missile Crisis was the political and military 13-day standoff over the secret placement of nuclear weapons in Cuba by the Soviet Union. Now the Soviets had the ability to strike the United States with nuclear weapons. Nikita Khrushchev hoped to balance the nuclear playing field by doing this. The U.S. now had to come up with a plan. The United States decided to develop a naval blockade around Cuba and hoped to meet an agreement with the Soviets. John F. Kennedy informed the nation of this development and a nationwide fear ensued. Finally, after the blockade, the U.S. and USSR agreed on terms to take missiles out of Cuba and Turkey. In requesting funds from Congress, the president stressed the need for improvement in literacy. This was a year-long effort to abolish illiteracy in Cuba after the Cuban Revolution. This was the world's most ambitious and organized literacy campaign. About 1 million Cubans were involved either as teachers or students in the literacy campaign. In 1980, Cubans fled from the Mariel Harbor to the U.S. due to the downfall of the Cuban government. These people were called boat people. This migration was called the Mariel Boat Lift. The arrival of the refugees caused problems for President Jimmy Carter as he didn't know where to place them. Also, many refugees came from Cuban jails and mental health facilities. The Mariel
created using Powtoon.